Hi everyone, uh, welcome to the webinar. I'm Shiva Kumar and I'm the host of today's webinar. I've been on the DC team for 8 years and currently have the privilege of leading the product and my sales and partnership team. Today, I cannot be more excited to share with you the most significant product we've ever made to DC e-commerce product lineup. Okay, now a bit of housekeeping before we get going. If you're watching this webinar live, please feel free to ask questions. So this webinar is all about how product customization can increase your online revenue by 3x. Here's today's agenda. So what we're gonna see on this 20 minutes, we're gonna see the need for product customization and the statistics, and how a product custom configurator solution can help you increase your conversion rate and loyalty, what customization can do to your average order value, and the conclusion of the whole customization and the product amount. Before we begin, there's a quick food for thought. On an average, 36% of consumers express an interest in purchasing the personalized product. So what it can actually do to your personalized product. So 48% said they were willing to wait a little longer for the personalized product, which is quite a good number, right? I mean, especially in 2018. So on a same day delivery, people usually won't wait even for like 2 day delivery. So for personalized product line, if they are making customization to a product or if they are doing some sort of like text or engraving, so almost like 48% of the consumers, they are okay to wait a little longer, even like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they're okay to wait a little longer. So this is applicable especially for the industry in apparel, especially for the shoes, where you don't have a manufacturing facility in US. So this is a good number to take a look at. The personalization does have a significant positive effect. After a consumer has a personalized shopping experience, 44% will be likely to become a repeat buyer. 39% will be likely to tell their family or friends, hey, to say something that I love. I've been using this product, so you can definitely take a look at it. That's something, that's what the retailers are looking for. The repeated buyers is what the ideal intention of the online sales is all about, right? The 32% will be likely to leave a positive review, and the 22% will be likely to post a positive comment on their social media. So here's another stat and the study by Evergage. A survey of over like 206 digital marketers, 96% of the respondents praised the ability of personalization to advance customer relationships. So 61% said, personalization really helped them to achieve a superior customer experience. So if the personalization and the product customization is what the e-commerce is all about, if that's what the consumers really like it, then I think this is the right time for all of us to, move to the next level. And, the online sales, taking online sales to the next level is all about the personalization and product customization. So customers are willing to pay 20% higher premium price for custom products. So let's say, I mean, if we're just giving some sort of updates every month or every year to product line, so would a customer be able to pay a little higher price, kind of a premium price for that specific product line? So that's definitely pressing. But when it comes to the customized products, So they're okay to pay, 20% a higher premium price. So which is what we're actually looking for. Uh, the ideal intention of going to a customization market is all about increasing the average order volume. So what the advantages are all about, before we begin customization, I mean, before we add customization to our product line. So the ideal question to any retailer is, so what advantages this is going to bring into my online store, right? So the first thing is you're going to stand out from the crowd. So the one thing is, you can get your customers a product that nobody has, right? So not every customer wanted to go with, let's say a one size fits all product line, right? So especially, for a consumer like me, I look out for product that's at least like, it's gonna be a separated line. It's gonna be a completely different lineup from whatever I'm looking at, you know, my colleagues or my friends. I don't want to have the same sort of product that I've been looking on my day-to-day life, right? So the customization is definitely gonna have a completely different product lineup for your online store. The third thing is this is gonna build a brand loyalty to your online store, and especially if you're trying to build a completely different set of let's say product line. If you already have loyal customers, and then if you already have a good brand loyalty, a set of customer base, and if you want to increase that further, so customization is definitely something that's going to help you out. And the fourth one is you're definitely going to stay ahead from your competition. And fifth is abandoned shoppers. So one thing that we're always afraid of is the abandoned cart. We don't want to have any consumer, add a product to their cart and then they're gonna go forever, right? So it's not something that, as a retailer, that's not something that we're gonna look out for. So and I mean, if we're already doing some sort of marketing activities, email campaigns to recover these abandoned shoppers. So customization is one added advantage where, if you're going to send them a personalized email along with the product that they've already customized, so that's going to help you to increase your conversion. And the last one is no more one size fits all product line. So you're going to have a different set of product lines for different set of people. If that's what the consumers is looking out for, so this is going to add a completely different look and feel to your store. So stages of customization. So what this customization can do to your current product line. So what kind of stages you're going to see. So let's say, hey, I implement this solution right now. So what am I going to see in the next couple of weeks or months? So stage one, you're actually gonna have the consumers to stay a little longer. They're just gonna look at the product. Let's say if it's gonna be shoes, right? So you're just only gonna have maybe like 5 or 50 different set of shoes. So it's just gonna take at least like 10 to 15 minutes for a consumer to take a look at it. I mean, to go over the whole product line. But let's say if there is a customization option, so they're gonna stay a little longer. So they're gonna even just for a single product, so they're just gonna change the lace color. They're just gonna change the shoe color. So they're gonna see how the whole product is gonna be, to their own taste. And the next stage is you're gonna get better average order value by adding a different colors or by adding a personalization to the current product line, right? So you can actually add maybe like $5 or $20 extra, which is kind of like an additional revenue to the current stream. Because they're there, so that's definitely going to increase the conversion rate. That's what the next stage is all about. Um, Once the conversion rate is increased, this is going to help the customers to, stick to your store. So they're going to be loyal. I mean, if whatever they're looking at in your online store right now, if they really like it, so they're going to recommend this to the families and the friends, and then they're going to be a loyal customer at least for year or two until, there's a strong competition. And if as a retailer, if we can overcome those situations, then that's what our ideal goal is all about, right? Building a customer focused loyal program. And the final stage is increasing the sales revenue. So once we have a proper conversion rate and a customer loyalty program, and that's when you have a 2x or 3x increase in the sales revenue. So things you can solve by implementing a custom configured solution in your store. So two simple steps that you can solve right now is merchandising and the new product design ideas. So merchandising has always been a challenge for the retailers. Now with customization, consumers are the merchants. So that's one thing that you can solve right now. And the new product design ideas. So when we talk to the retailers, so one thing they always worried about is the product design ideas. So it doesn't matter, it's going to be Q1 or Q2 or the different set of seasons, right? So even if you learn something during the Q1 or Q2, during the beginning of summer station or whatever, right? So you can learn from the customers on one season and you can actually use that on the next season to improve your product line. So you don't have to wait for your product team to come up with the different ideas. So you can just learn from the different set of custom options that your customers is going to come in, and you can collect all of them and you can come up with a completely a new idea. So once we implement this, there's one thing that you need to be really careful and you need to take care of it, the returns and to make it simple process. So the returns is, let's say if you need to ensure you have a proper return policy, even though the early adopters of the product customization have found that, the return rates are lower than that of the standard product. There's one thing that all customers seem to want, a typical 30-day return policy. So let's say if a customer don't like, I mean, doesn't like a specific product, then ideally they want to return it. So it doesn't matter a standard product or a custom product. So you need to make sure that you have a proper return policy. And the next one is we need to make it really simple. The whole process needs to be really simple. So we need to ensure that how much customization is not too much, and the whole experience should be simple. The process is too complicated, or maybe kind of like unattractive, the buyers will be turned off. So we need to ensure that you know we need to create some sort of guidelines where we can restrict wherever necessary, so the consumers won't go beyond that specific boundary, right? So what kind of options you wanna provide to your customers? Just make sure that so you know your product lines, right? So just make sure that you provide whatever necessary options are there, and just take down what's not needed for now, right? Based on the uh, options that they are customizing. Maybe we can actually enable them in the future. So the next one is all about the customization features. So once we implement the customization, the major question that's going to come into the retailer's mind is all about what kind of features am I gonna implement along with my current product line. These are the major features that any third party custom configurator solution can offer, or maybe let's say if you want to build your own custom configurator solution. So these are the key features that you need to be concentrating on right now. Dynamic pricing, wherever necessary. So you need to make sure that you have a dynamic pricing for all the custom solutions and image uploads. So let's say if the customer wanted to upload their own logo or their own artwork, so that's one thing that every consumer is looking out for. And the next one is all about the text engraving, the monogramming, where they can type in their name or maybe like someone else, a friend or colleague or lover's name on the product, let's say a jewelry, and then they can buy it. So that's definitely going to be a personalized product. And the next one is social sharing, where once they customize it, where they can share it to the social media, or maybe we can actually share this to a specific account where they can then use this uh, for sharing it to their family or friends, and they can even come back and start customizing where they left. And the next one is multiple UI UX options. So let's say if you have a completely different UI layout in your current product line, and then if you're looking to build at least like 5 to 10 different custom products, then one thing we need to be making sure, I mean, is so let's say if we have a different brand guidelines, and then if we have a completely different UI layout, that's what the consumer is looking out for. So we can even have the product image on the middle piece, and then we can have the size and then the custom options on the right side, or maybe we can even have a completely different UI where we can have some sort of options that's going to fit in the mobile as well. And when we choose a custom configurator solution, just in case if we're not going to build this right now, right? So if we're looking at for a third-party solution, just make sure that you have a print-ready file where you can actually use them directly for the manufacturing purposes. So you don't have to rely on a third-party solution again, where you don't have to wait for them to provide the print-ready file, right? So once you choose which way you want to go with, especially if you want to implement a custom configurator solution or not, the next one is whether we're going to build this right now, or are we going to choose a third-party company that's going to provide the solution, right? So we can build this right now, which is going to take us like 6 to 9 months from now, or maybe we can choose a pre-built solution which is already there in the cloud, right? So there are companies that are offering the SaaS-based pre-built custom configurator solution where the total time to go live is like 2 to 4 weeks, or maybe even for the hardest part. So even if you want to add any additional features, so the maximum time that's going to take is just 6 weeks. So this is one added advantage, especially if you're already on a cloud-based e-commerce platform. If you're on a Magento Enterprise Cloud, or maybe if you're on Shopify Plus, BigCommerce. So if you're already on a SaaS-based platform, so it's always good to go with the same similar way, right? So if you're in the process of shortlisting the vendors, so other than the inbuilt configurator solution, you need to look out for something that's in the SaaS. The major reason for having this webinar is all about, how product customization can increase your revenue. I'm gonna share some quick examples of how, some of our current customers are taking advantage of the custom configurator solution, and then how they've just increased their conversion rate on the sales. So Seco Design, they're based out of Portland, and so they currently have 3+ custom products there in Magento. And so once they've implemented the custom configurator solution, I mean the product customization, so they've got like 100% increase in the sales. So this is definitely something that we can all learn where, even like 10 to 20% increase in the sales is definitely gonna help out for the next year, right? Especially we're in the end of 2018. The next customer is Botleon. They're based out of UK and they've got like 600 plus custom products and they're on Shopify Plus. So once they implement the custom configurator solution, so they've been using custom configurator solution for a year and a half now, and so they've seen a 8% increase in the conversion rate. So earlier it was like 2%. Right now they're seeing 8%, which is definitely 2 to 3 times increase in the conversion rate. The next customer is Old Spice. They're in e-commerce, so they've currently got two custom products, and they've seen 24% increase in the sales. The next customer is Connect Outdoors. They are based out of Canada, so they've got 40 plus custom products, and they're on Shopify. Their conversion rate got increased by 12%. So once we're done with this webinar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this presentation over to you, and I'm going to get all these customers links. So you can actually take a look at them, what kind of custom options they've enabled, and the platform differences, right? So we've got customers in Magento, Shopify, BigCommerce. You can actually take a look at it, how the UI is, and what the custom options they provide us. And based on that, so you can come to a conclusion, whether this customization solution is right for the 2019 to start with or not. So this is our first webinar. We're actually planning to go for at least like one webinar a month or two webinars a month. So we want to start with what customization is all about, and we want to get retailers an idea about what this customization can do to your current product line, and how a custom configured solution can make a difference to your conversion rate and then the average order value and then the revenue. So I'm gonna quickly, I think we're almost done with our 20 minutes time. So I'm just gonna quickly conclude this meeting with some bullet points. This is gonna increase your conversion rate. So product customization is gonna get you a completely different loyalty program for your current line. So retailers can actually use the big data to showcase a personalized set of products. Right? So with the product customization, they can even go further by recommending, already customized product. So this way, they can ensure that, the customers can come back, the consumers can come back and buy that specific product. So equally, customization can help you to differentiate your products from the competitors. And we also found that, the abandoned cart has been reduced considerably. And the consumers always hate one size fits all. So Harm Olmayer, CFO of Adidas, was once leading the global e-commerce effort. He stated that, we originally focused on the fit issues some performance athletes faced, but found out people are really interested in online, in fit and sizes. The bigger opportunity was in the design aesthetic and the user-generated content. So this is from Adidas. So we know what Adidas is all about and the kind of customization that they're providing, right? The personalization that they're providing. So if the major brands are already adapting to the customization space, then this is the right time for all of us to jump into the customization space, and we need to ensure that we're there for we're there and we're actually ready for 2019. So I'm almost done with my presentation, and the webinar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a quick email on today's webinar presentation notes. So I know that we're running out of time. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reply back to me, and then I'd be very happy to share more insights. We can even connect you with some of our current developers that are into the customization space so they can share more insights if required. So our next webinar is going to be all about the retailers that are currently running on custom configurator solution. Would be happy to share some examples where the retailers that are using custom configurator solution. So we will go over some examples and then the percentage that they've got increased in the revenue, and how the conversion rate got increased compared to the previous lineup, and what kind of conversion rate they are getting after the customizations implemented. Thanks everyone for joining the webinar. You guys have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.